and very good evening. I, Anudivan, welcome you to our very special session Sahyog, providing psychological support and mental well-being of students. So, the topic for today's session is let's change our perspective of results. Yes, this is very important because when results come, we think in the one side, but we don't know that how can we change our perspective. What do we need to do? Do we need to change the teaching learning system, or all these things will be discussed in our today's episode with our experts available with us on online. I welcome them. I first welcome Professor S.K. Das, Head of Department of Education in Science and Mathematics, RI Bhubaneswar. Hello, sir.
Namaskar.
I also welcome Mr. Siva Prasad Patel, PGT Psychology, ODM Global School. Hello, sir. A very good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Hello, everyone.
Students, before we begin with our session, if you have any queries, you can call us on 8800440559, or you can also email us your queries on the email ID flashing on your screen. But before we begin with our session, I have a very big announcement for you. As you all are aware that India assumed the G20 presidency for the first time in the country in 2023. A nation deeply committed for democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding pragmatic global solution, and in doing so manifest the true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or you can say the world is one family. Now let's get back to our session. The topic for today is let's change our perspective of result. Patel sir, my first question comes to you is why and how results are becoming a common concern in our new generation?
Yeah, thank you so much for the question. Actually, before addressing the question, I would like to discuss about exams. So when it comes towards the term exam, we mostly think about the outcomes. Okay, so mostly when we had discussion with the students when they visit for the counseling session, they are always worried about their marks, their grades, their performance. So they are not directly have a kind of phobia towards exam. They are extremely worried about their future outcomes. That may be result in the form of certain numbers or grades. So in India, academic results hold a significant importance. That may be in family, that may be in society. We measure it, we merge it, we tag it within the success and failure. That sometimes it's related with the not the result of our exam, it's result of our life. Sometimes parents says that 12वीं का exam है, देख के पढ़ाई करो. So when we address all these cases as a counselor, we always try to make them relax that it is an exam. It's only try to evaluate your performance, not your whole life. So the focus on results and the outcomes has been the main concern for the future generations because of a lot of reasons. We're going to discuss one by one. So we can say that certain points are there which is directly hit to only teenagers, certain points are there which is relate with small students. Let's discuss one by one. The first one is increased competition and competitive examinations. Like we know that in India it is very much difficult to compete within the level of the peer group that we have. So at that case, in case of job and market or performance like classroom or we may say that a different kind of test, it is very much tough to be with the peer group. Mostly students are try to compare their marks grade with their peer group, their friend circles. In case of our society and family, mostly parents are asking this much marks is you are getting, आपके friends लोगों ने कितने marks रखे. So this comparison, this competitive environment create another kind of stress among students. to catch up with to be with the competitive environment. So it may create another kind of stimulating environment for the students to be in stress. So it can be a prime reason for all these concerns to directly relate with the outcomes, which is considered as our result. In India, mostly we mostly says that different competitive exams are there, just like JEE, NET, NEET, and other entrance exams of different kind of higher educations. Like someone is trying to crack entrance of different kind of universities. At that case, students are very much worried about what kind of grades, what kind of marks they will get within their performance. So it always make a worry, not only in the field of education, but in the field of family and society, that how their students, how their children are doing and getting grades and points in their performance. So if we will going to address another important concern, which is directly related with the career opportunities and economic concerns. Like, take an example, a child is there which is planning for engineering, or someone is there which is planning for medicine, or someone is there which is planning for different kind of preparation for their UPSC and different kind of civil servant exams. At that case, they always try to get, mostly family try to get a kind of consult that for education we will going to spend this amount of money, and if we will going to spend this amount of money, uh, the financial stability must be there in future. That means job. All right. So for that, they always try to get a kind of safe zone. And for the safe zone, they consider the child must get good marks, good grades, good result. And it may another create a kind of stimulating environment for the student. In our society, specifically in our country, it is a kind of stereotype that if you are getting good result, good marks, then you can get a successful life. You may earn good amount of money. If you are not getting good result, that means it will not going to lead to a purposeful and successful life. So all these kind of statements and stereotypes may lead to a kind of situation which may provide a scenario for the students to be in a result, be in a stress which is directly related with result. Another one is globalization and mobility. And we know that in India, different kind of variety of students are there. Those who are interested in different kind of field, different kind of area. Those certain students are there. Those who are highly excited for moving towards different country for their high studies. And certain universities are there. Those who are demanding certain kind of grades and marks. And because of that this global context, they may suffer different kind of stress because of their performance, not getting certain grades and marks, because they have a kind of hope from their or expectation from their family and parents that they may get different kind of admission from different kind of university, which may be considered as our next point, parental expectation. In our family, mostly students have uh, face this kind of common issues, that maybe student is highly interested in language, highly interested in humanities, but parents demand or parents expectation that student will going to do better in science. So at that case, mostly in India, parental expectations plays an important role to create a scenario which may create a important concern and contribute to focus on the result among Indian students. Next one can be a social status. And okay, this one is very much important. I would like to request all the parents, all the teachers, that we must create a kind of scenario among students, not to create that kind of environment which may leads stress and anxiety among students, which is directly or indirectly related with their performance. That may be through getting certain marks, that may be through performing well or not well in exams. Mostly in our family, mostly in our society, it is tagged that if you are doing good in certain kind of exam, if you are cracking certain kind of entrance, if you are able to get seat in different kind of university, then you are considered as a good individual, if you are considered as a bright student, if you are not able to get good marks, if your performance is a bit poor, then there is a kind of tagged which shouldn't be there, and this particular tagged negative tagged may lead to different kind of situation among students, which leads to different kind of a scenario, and this scenario can lead to another kind of psychological conflict in which may directly a cause of stress and anxiety. So this is very common in our society, which is must be addressed by our teachers, which addressed by our educators. Next important point is limited.
To Das sir, what changes are required in a teaching learning system to change the perspective of a result? Sir, Das sir, please can you answer this question?
Yeah, thank you so much. So in view of the perspective of results of our school students are concerned, we need to discuss about the examination system. So as you are pointing out that in this aspect, our students need to be given autonomy to frame their own questions for themselves for the examinations, because we are focusing on the product, not on the process. Product is the result, process is the examination. So that's why if we give autonomy to the students, that they will frame their own questions, then perhaps the results, the product, whatever we expect, that would be better. Then the second point is that the flexible choice-based exam system should be introduced. Students need to be given opportunity to choose their own, choice, own subject. On which subject they need to, go for the examination, they need to give that particular kind of opportunity. If you not give flexibility, then obviously under stress, under pressure, under phobia, so they will be appearing the examinations which may not, lead to a good product for their future. So that's why this is a very important issue. So flexibility should be there. And the other point is, so for the result is concerned, parent awareness program should be there. So regarding the exam result, in teaching learning process, normally we never go for the parent awareness program. So the teachers, teacher educators, they need to go for the parent awareness program. In the parent awareness program about the result, so then they will understand what is, what they need to do at that particular present, at that level in that present context. So that need to be restarted. Then students who are not performing well in any examination, they need to be counseled and motivated to reappear the examination multiple times. So this is one more thing. So this is, although they are reappearing, but most of the cases, if they are failed or they are not clear that one, then normally they are demotivated and dropout cases are coming. So that should not be there. And the other way is this open book system. Now it is every reputed schools and reputed institutes, it has been started. Why not open book system should be started in our system? If it is, then obviously the students will be doing better, and they will do whatever they want to do with the help of the books. So that is very, very important. And very interesting point is, now you see the system of examination. This kind of regimental system of examination, I should say, is the greatest threat in our country. For continuously 2 to 3 hours, we are allowing a student to sit, and they are appearing the examinations, and normally we frame the questions. We do not understand the mindset of the students, the standard of the students. So that's why this particular kind of regimental approach of conducting this examination has no meaning at all, because now science, technology, and all these means it is available with us. That's why we should restart the pattern of examination in which we have to remove this one. Now it is at high time we have to remove this one. So the examination could be project based, it could be assignment based, it could be field visit based, and it could be augmented learning based. And these particular approach need to be introduced, then only what would happen, the students' stress, anxiety, and this particular kind of exam phobia, it would be removed from the school system. Unless we do that, so then this particular stress, this particular kind of result, whatever we discuss in the form of product, it is, definitely would give a wrong path for the future generation. So in my opinion, this examination system need to be changed. So then only this particular kind of result, whatever we discuss nowadays, it would appear in modified form. And definitely the school system is such that the student, because it's dealt with the adolescent children particularly, and they have to explore something, they have to design something, they have to create something, they have to think something. So that opportunity they will be getting in the school, and that need to be tested through proper method of examination. Then only it has its own meaning, otherwise it has no value at all. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Siva Prasad, sir, my question comes as, like sir has explained about the exam stress, that what to do when your exam does not go well, and how can you beat the exam stress?
Thank you so much. Look, first of all, we need to learn that success and failure both are the part of our life, and we need to accept that we need to learn from our failure, we need to learn from our mistakes. In some cases, we observe that students are, parents are, and teachers are will always stick with certain kind of stigmas that good results are required, good marks are required. If you're not going to get good marks, this will going to happen, that will going to happen. If we are going to change our perspective, then we're going to change the whole thing. But take an example, a student is there who is not getting good marks, good result, and what we're going to do? First of all, we need to make them understand this is the result, this is the marks, this is the grade, which is not going to decide your whole life. Okay, and we make them relax. And before that, teacher and parents, the society must have to accept that exams are not the only way to judge someone, or the certain grades, points, marks are not going to decide someone's life, whole life. So here are some points I just want to discuss, that what kind of things that we're going to do if we will not going to get good marks. And sometimes getting not good marks is also okay. That kind of perspective that we need to adopt first. First point that I like to highlight, that encourage open conversation or open communication. Sometimes students are there, those who are unable to express their feelings, emotions with parents, with peer group, with their elders, teachers. So we need to create a kind of supportive environment for students, for the teachers, that they may talk about the marks, grades. If they will not, why always getting good marks is good things. If we will not going to get good marks, if our performance is poor, what kind of things that we may do? That kind of discussion must be open. If someone is not able to get good marks, what kind of other opportunities and areas are there that the persons can explore, the students can explore as per their own strength and weakness. This kind of communication must be there in between parents, teachers and students. Next one, we may say that foster a supportive environment. That support must be from society, from parents. Non-judgmental approach must be there. We will not going to judge anyone. As a counselor, if I will going to say I will going to judge my student according to his or her grades, that is a very critical scenario. Just like if a teacher will going to judge someone, judge their students, that if this student is getting good marks, my focus must be there on this particular student only. So this kind of things must not be there. Supportive environment must be created among students, which may not lead to any kind of discrimination. Then emphasize the learning process. This is very much important. So take an example, a huge group of students are there, we will get a different variety of students, their capability, their strength and weakness is different. So we will going to emphasize and proceed a different teaching learning procedure according to someone's strength and weakness to develop their knowledge and skills. So this is important, and building resilience is also an important point here. So emphasizing learning procedure is very much important for students to enhance their skills and set a realistic expectation. Look, take an example, student is there who is getting 60-65% marks. If you're going to set a unrealistic goal like that individual will get a 90-98% mark, that shouldn't be a realistic one. And that unrealistic goal may lead to a stressful situation. So we need to understand someone's strength and weakness. If a cup is there, a cup strength is there. A bucket is there, a bucket strength is there. We are not going to consider bucket water will going to fill up in a cup and cup water will going to do the same kind of action within a bucket. So we need to understand someone's strength and weakness. According to that, we need to set a goal, a set expectation. Next one is focus on effective stress management techniques. Look, we know that everyone is facing stress. There may be stress in study, stress in facing exams, stress for result, but we need to learn how to face, how to recover ourselves from different kind of scenario. That strategy may be different from you, that strategy may be different from me, that strategy may be different from another person. Take an example, I love painting, I love dancing, I love song. That may be a kind of coping mechanism for me. Someone is good in exercise, someone is good in gymming, someone is good in meditation and physical activity. That particular thing can give him or her a stress-free and anxiety-free situation, which may promote to relaxation. Certain points are also there, like encourage effective study habits, provide practical supports, celebrate efforts and achievement. This one is very much important. If your child is doing something good, if your child is getting at least 1 marks better than the last performance, you must celebrate the effort. The little much efforts, the little much effort, achievement must be celebrated, and that celebration can provide a kind of motivation among the students to do better in their future. So if a little improvement is there, effort is there, we must have to celebrate that one. Then seek professional help if needed. Take an example, certain students are there, certain children are there, those who are not doing well continuously, those who are not able to cope up with the situation, they are not able to develop their own coping strategies. At that case, we must have to communicate with school counselor or teachers or peer group or parents. Look, asking for help is not a symptoms of weakness. If you are asking for help, that is the symptoms of your strength. We need to understand some problems are there, some situations that are not able to cope up with us. We need to seek help of others. So we must have to ask help for others as well in this situation. So here are some certain things that we need to focus, and exam result, all these are the part of our life. It is not the whole life. Thank you, ma'am.
Definitely, sir. The points you have noted down that like exams are not the only best way to test students. There are other ways also. Only the thing is, parents and teacher need to have an open conversation relating to exams, relating to exam stress, so that they can also decide upon their better career opportunities. So these all things should be kept in mind, and we can change the perspective of seeing the exams result. Sir, what apart from the that's sir, my question to you is, what apart from exams are the best way to test students?
Yeah, absolutely right. The point whatever you are raising. So who will do that? The teachers will do this. Unless until we we recruit good teachers, unless until we train good teachers as per the need of the hour. So this is really very difficult to aspire. So that's why first of all teacher selection and teacher training is important, because they can understand. They should have a bonding with the students, so they will understand, because we know each child is very unique. So that particular uniqueness, who will observe? The teacher will observe. So that's why the teacher need to be a very trained one and very professional one. Then only he or she can understand what is the uniqueness lies with the child or the students. So then what will happen, that they will decide that what kind of project what kind of vibrancy test, what kind of assignment, what kind of interaction he or she will make, so that the students' knowledge or the students' hidden talent, it would be coming out and it would be tested. One thing is very important. We are talking about the class. If the attendance of the child or the student is more than 75%, then we should allow the child to go for this vibrancy test, or maybe project kind of things, or field visit kind of things, or assignment kind of things. Then we can test the child properly. So the results, whatever we expect in the form of product. So the process is very, very important. As a teacher, so I must say that we must recruit proper teachers, I must train proper teachers, so they must have a kind of bonding, they must have a kind of a professional ethics and professional expertise, so that they can prepare good students with good results. So
Definitely sir, the points you have listed out, that students cannot be judged on the basis of exam. There are other ways also where we can judge them, the field opportunities, practical things, because every child is or her is best in his or her capabilities. So we should not go only for the exams, and we should change our perspective of seeing the results. Thank you so much Das sir for whole conversation for the today, and it was a very fruitful conversation with you.
Thank you.
Thank you Siva Prasad sir for the whole conversation.
Thank you so much for having us.
And before wrapping up the session, I must announce that NCERT textbooks are available throughout the country in all NCERT sales counter at Delhi, Ahmedabad, Guwahati, Kolkata. You can purchase these textbooks from the sales counter from Monday to Friday, including the gazetted holidays and Saturdays and Sundays, from 9:30 AM to 6 PM. You can also order online for these textbooks, and these will be delivered at your doorsteps without any delivery fee. You can place your order on ncertbooks.ncert.gov.in, and also you can download the soft copy of these books from in the PDF format from the website of NCERT, Diksha and ePathshala. For more authorized vendors, please visit the NCERT website. Thank you so much for today.